Hi and welcome. If you're here today, it's probably because you're feeling off. Maybe you're constantly tired, your weight won't budge, your skin and hair feel dull, your mood swings make no sense, and no matter how much sleep you get, you still feel drained. That was me too. For a long time I didn't have a name for it. I just thought I was burnt out. That maybe I needed more coffee or more motivation. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. I didn't feel like myself anymore. Eventually, after lots of frustration, blood tests and second opinions, I found the root. My thyroid was underactive. I had hypothyroidism. The thyroid is a small gland in your neck, but it controls nearly every aspect of how your body functions. Your metabolism, your energy, your digestion, your heart rate, your body temperature, and your hormones. When it's sluggish, everything slows down. And I mean everything. So today, I want to share how I supported and healed my sluggish thyroid naturally, with no crash diets, no punishing workout routines, and no magic pills. Just real lifestyle changes that worked with my body, not against it. The first thing I had to do was stop ignoring the signs. I'd been brushing off my exhaustion as just normal life stress. But fatigue that deep, it wasn't normal. I'd wake up exhausted, need caffeine to function, feel foggy all day, and then crash at 8 p.m. My hair was thinning, my hands and feet were always cold, I was bloated all the time even when I ate clean, my periods were irregular, and I had anxiety that just didn't make sense. Once I accepted that my body was asking for help, not punishment, everything changed. Let's talk about food, because that was the biggest turning point. For years I'd been following trendy diets. Keto, intermittent fasting, low carb, even juice cleanses. I thought I was being healthy. But in reality, I was undereating and overstressing my body, and that was making things worse. When your thyroid is sluggish, you need nourishment, not restriction. So I completely shifted how I ate. I started eating breakfast within an hour of waking up. No more skipping meals. My breakfasts became simple but balanced. Eggs with avocado and greens, or oatmeal with almond butter and berries. Something that gave me protein, healthy fats, fiber, and energy. Every meal after that followed the same pattern: protein, fat, fiber, and complex carbs. I cut out refined sugar, processed foods, and anything that came in a box with unpronounceable ingredients. I focused on real whole foods, not perfection, just consistency. And I began to focus on specific nutrients that my thyroid needed. Selenium was one of the big ones. Just 2 Brazil nuts a day can give you enough to support thyroid hormone conversion. I added more zinc-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, and seafood. I made sure I got iron from leafy greens, lentils, and grass-fed beef. I didn't take iodine supplements. Instead, I used sea vegetables like nori and dulse in moderation. And I spent more time in the sun for vitamin D and added salmon and mushrooms to my diet. All of these helped to feed my thyroid what it had been starving for. Then there was my gut. I used to think gut health was all about digestion, but it's deeply tied to your hormones too. About 20% of your thyroid hormone gets converted in your gut. If your digestion is off, your thyroid will be too. So I worked on healing my gut. I added fermented foods like sauerkraut and kefir into my meals. I drank bone broth several times a week to repair my gut lining. I reduced bloating and constipation with more fiber, chia seeds, flax, and loads of vegetables. I gave up artificial sweeteners, which were secretly inflaming my digestive system. And something incredible happened. My bloating reduced. My cravings faded. My skin cleared. My mind felt calmer. It was like my body was sighing in relief. The next major shift was my relationship with stress. This was hard. I didn't realize how much chronic stress I was living in. Deadlines, constant notifications, skipping meals, overcommitting, overthinking. All of it was keeping my cortisol high, and high cortisol blocks thyroid function. So I slowed down. I started saying no more often. I deleted social media apps from my phone on weekends. I meditated, just 10 minutes a day, sometimes even less. I journaled before bed. I started walking more. Gentle walks in nature, instead of punishing cardio workouts. My goal became peace, not perfection, and my thyroid thanked me for it. I also got serious about sleep. I used to stay up scrolling late into the night and then wonder why I felt like a zombie the next day. Now, I treat sleep like medicine. I turn off screens an hour before bed. I sip herbal tea. I dim the lights. I get 7 to 9 hours of deep healing rest, and it's made a world of difference. Movement was another piece. I used to force myself to do intense HIIT workouts and wonder why I felt worse. The truth is, when your thyroid is underactive, too much intensity can actually slow you down more. I switched to lower impact movement walking, yoga, Pilates, gentle strength training. I moved every day, not to burn calories, but to feel strong and support my lymphatic system and metabolism. One of the biggest lessons I've learned on this journey is that healing isn't about doing more, it's about doing less of what hurts and more of what heals. It's not about forcing your body to change, it's about listening to what your body is asking for and meeting it with care. After 3 months of these changes, I started to feel like myself again. My energy came back, my mood stabilized, my hair stopped falling out in clumps, my cycle became regular. I lost weight, not from restriction, but because my metabolism was functioning again. I felt like I'd reclaimed my vitality, and the best part, I did it with love, not punishment. I'm not saying this journey is easy. There were days I wanted to give up, there were moments I doubted it was working, but I kept going. One nourishing meal, one walk, one breath at a time, and slowly my body began to heal. If you're struggling with thyroid issues right now, I want you to know that there is hope. You are not broken, you are not lazy, you are not overreacting. Your symptoms are real, your pain is valid, and your healing is possible. Start small, eat real food, prioritize sleep, manage your stress, support your gut, give your body what it truly needs, and then trust it to do what it's designed to do, heal. You don't need to do it all at once, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to begin. One small, loving habit at a time. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it inspires you to start yours. Your body is listening. Now it's time to listen back. You've got this.